Thank you, Oliver, for being here today at Porto Business School with us for this masterclass on sustainability. When we invited you to talk about sustainability, you chose two topics around sustainability, substance and semantics. Why did you choose these two perspectives over the main topic that is sustainability?
There are so many topics to talk about within sustainability. Sustainability is everything and at the same time nothing. And I think this is one of the frustrations that I have as someone that works in the world of communications and is committed to the cause of sustainability, if you will. But it's also a problem for the wider public. People don't understand what it means. And as a consequence, business doesn't know how to communicate it. And often business doesn't know what it means. So I think it's really important to understand the substance of the subject and the kind of the substance of the actions of what businesses are doing so that they can communicate clearly. And this is where the semantics comes in. We talk about sustainability as if it was one monolithic thing. It's different things to different people, depending on your cultural context, depending on your objectives of a business, depending on the expectations of your stakeholders. So hopefully in the masterclass, we'll explore what some of those different aspects, different philosophies, you might say, of sustainability are. So corporate citizenship or business ethics or shared value. And they sound like semantics. They sound like something you'd find in a textbook to try and kind of, show that this has academic rigor. But they really make a difference with the substance of how sustainability is practiced and how it's communicated. If you have a mindset of corporate citizenship, you'll approach the challenge of sustainability in a different way than if you have a mindset of regenerative business, for example.
So that will be very, very important because maybe due to this really complexity of concepts and even this confusion among concepts, some entities or companies are using sustainability more like a marketing tool. Sometimes they are not that genuine in their actions. So we call this greenwashing. How can a consumer, for example, or even an investor separate between really actions, so genuine actions for sustainability from greenwashing?
So, it's a good question. And I suspect the answer is there's always going to be some greenwashing. So your question isn't, are you greenwashing or are you not greenwashing? How much are you greenwashing? There have been, this is a recognized problem. It's been a recognized problem for a while. It happens because, in large part, because the public relations and marketing teams have got their hands on what is an evocative and powerful message. And they like to appeal to their consumers, and the promise that your product is cleaner than the others is obviously has an appeal in the market. But because they've pushed too hard, what we've seen is a complete flip, both from skepticism amongst that you're referring to amongst consumers. They think it's all greenwashing, but also companies afraid to speak about these issues, or what they're calling green hushing now. So you might have a good story, but you think, it's too risky to go out there and talk about it. So it's a recognized problem. One response is green hushing. How do you know? Companies are trying to get better about providing comparable data, benchmarks, third-party assessments, certifications, all these kind of almost like accounting type procedures to show that the numbers stack up. But there's also the sniff test. There's when you walk into their stores, are their employees happy? Are they polite to you? Do they speak well of their brands? When you meet people that are representing companies, they're often the ones that will tell you really what's going on. But companies, anyone that's worked in a company, they have good people and bad people. They have honest marketeers and dishonest marketeers. It's complex.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we increase the knowledge both within companies, consumers, investors around these topics, so as people become more savvy in these topics, maybe all this noise can reduce and people can understand better where they are they investing. So do you think we are in a business school. What do you think can be the role of a business school in this path towards business that are not only economically sustainable, because we need economics, but at the same time they are really socially driven and environmentally friendly. So both things can go together. What can we do in the business schools to help in this path?
Yeah. I think the role of business schools is absolutely critical for the reasons that I explained. There's lots of confusion in this space. There's not one form of sustainability. Business schools have a strong sort of functional, operational role that they can explain how sustainability plays out in the investor space, in the marketing space, in the strategy space. So getting a good idea of how to apply it from a managerial perspective there. But I think as well, it's not just operationalizing sustainability. I think business schools have an opportunity to sell a vision of what business can be. This whole debate is happening within context of existential crises happening out there. It's not an academic debate. We need to respond to climate change. We need to respond to inequality. And business can't operate on a broken planet. And so I think business schools, legitimizing it, saying this isn't just a nice to have where it's been for years, it sits on the side. Business schools can put it at the center of their curriculum and say, this is important, not only how to do it, but why you should be doing it. And selling business as an economic agent, but also as a social agent, as an environmental agent, as a key actor in a society that is that needs to continue, right? That we need to set up, our businesses need to create a better tomorrow. And if I leave my business school thinking that, I can interpret that in lots of different ways. I can set up a social enterprise. I could work for a big multinational and try and change it from inside. So I think selling the vision as well as the tools could be a brilliant role for a progressive business school like Porto.
Oh, thank you. This is a great challenge for us. We are up to that challenge. And so thank you so much for being part of this journey within Porto Business Schools and sharing everything you know and all your experience with us. Thank you.
Thank you.